Hello, everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to play a little Boros Equipment. So this is one of the deck that I thought about really heavily when the Hobbit was first announced. Not even spoiled, revealed, or anything like that. I just heard that they're going to release a Hobbit set, and I think, Hobbits, Dwarfs, we're getting equipment. And lo and behold, we're getting that. The equipment cards are, the equipment cards are trash, but the equipment synergy is insane. So in the Hobbit set, we don't actually have any great equipments that we're adding into the deck. However, we are getting great equipment synergy dwarfs. So here's our few of the dwarfs that I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about them one by one, shall we? The turn one of the best dwarfs in the Boros equipment set is actually not legendary. Dwarven Mauler, 1 mana 2/1. Equip abilities you activate that targets this cost 2 less. So if we get a turn 1 or turn 0 Leyline Axe and then a turn 1 Dwarven Mauler, that's a turn 2 equip Axe onto the Mauler and an attack for 3/2 double striker and trample. Yeah, that's even bigger than the Manifold Mouse combo back in the days with the Heartfire Hero. So that's sick, right? This is a 2-card combo. That's a 2-card combo. This is a way stronger 2-card combo apparently. So that is relevant, and that is what makes this deck stand out. We also have Bofur Reliable Guardian. A 1 mana 1/1 lifelink legendary dwarf that says we have an adventure side, 2 mana instant adventure. Target artifact or creature you control gains hexproof and indestructible. That side is kind of pointless. It's 2 mana to protect a card. We don't like that. 1 mana for 1/1 lifelinker. It's also not that great, but there is a hidden side to this, and that is that this is a 1 mana 1/1 legendary creature. That's actually crucial. And why is that? Well, in The Hobbit, we now have what a new ability some people are really hyped for, Storied. If we have 3 artifact, legendary, or saga in play, we get Enduring Story for the rest of the game. It's like City's Blessing, but so much easier to achieve, and you get it forever. You don't lose it. So what that does is, with cards like the new card, Kíli the Resourceful, if we have Enduring Story, we can pay 0 for an equip cost once a turn, which is insane, because there's a lot of heavy equip costs, and now we don't have to pay at all. And then, whenever a dwarf or an equipment come into play, we draw a card, triggers once per turn, which is just a lot of card draw in the whole deck. So 2 mana, 1/2 may seem kind of bad, but imagine turn 0 Leyline Axe, turn 1 Bofur, turn 2 Kíli. Oh boy, that we get Enduring Story right away, and then we get the Axe on the Bofur, and we start attacking for a lot. And we're drawing cards. So that is, the new 1/2/3 punch, actually 0/1/2 punch that we can have for this deck. We also have Dáin Ironfoot. I'll put it over here, 3 drops. Dáin Ironfoot. Another legendary creature. When it enters, it creates an axe, and it's a +1/+0, equipped for 2, and it's immediately equipped to a creature. And then when Dáin attacks, all of our equipped attacking creatures get double strike. So, not just himself. Every single one of our equipped attacking creature will have double strike. The axe is not a great card, but guess what? If we have one legendary or artifact out, playing Dáin will immediately get us Enduring Story. Now, of course, you need a creature that has Enduring, or it has the word Storied to trigger that, but most of our deck does, so we're okay with that. So we get Dáin Ironfoot as our 3-drop. Now, I've missed 2 2-drops, so let me go back to it. We also have Thorin Oakenshield. I don't have 2 of him because he's not the greatest, but it's also very good for Enduring Story. 2 mana, 3/2 trample. He's that storied, and as long as you have Enduring Story, artifact and creatures you control have Ward 1. That's very important in the current meta, because after Badger Mode, everyone has already kind of teched every one of their decks to answer turn 1, turn 2 creatures. So with Enduring Story, it's a little bit harder for them to answer our Thorin Oakenshield right away. That's pretty critical because it gives us the time to go over the top. We also have 4 Dáin's Company. This is an insane card. A 2-mana 2/2. If we can do another dwarf, he has lifelink, so we can immediately try to race aggro decks. But this also gives us a lot of value. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 card of our library and put a dwarf or equipment card into our hand. So it refuels us, and it is a dwarf or equipment. So if we're missing equipments, we draw those. If we're missing creatures, we get those, and we can even get more Dane's Company to cycle through. Now, maybe there's an upside, maybe there's a downside, but Dane's Company is not legendary, so you can have multiple of it out into play. Right, so that is our turn 2 dwarf, and then we have the turn 3 is the Dáin Ironfoot, and turn 4 is the Thorin Mountain King. So that is our top end of the deck. Thorin Mountain King, 4 mana, 3/4, trample. When a Thor enters, attach any number of target equipment to a creature we control, not him, any creature we control, or not just him, any creature we control. So if we don't have a haste giver, we can just give it all the equipment to a creature that already can attack, and it gets super big. And then whenever this happens, we can then have that creature deal damage equal to its power to another creature. So it's not fight, right? So we can just have it kind of shoot down one creature. It's a 4 mana, instant equip everything, and it will be a pseudo removal. So that is our new cards. So there's a lot of new cards from the Hobbit in this deck. Along with that, though, we also have 3 Zack Fair and 1 Freya Crescent. Both works very well in an equipment deck. Freya can help us kind of ramp a little bit in the early game. Now, we don't want too many of him or her because it gets stuck in our hand. So just 1 Freya. And then we have 3 Zack Fairs, which is pretty good because Zack, can protect a lot of our creatures. The worst thing about equipment is having our creatures removed. Zack Fair can protect that and donate his equipments to another creature. So that is our early game play. And then we have our equipment. So 1 mana equipment, we have 1 Dragonfire Blade, which is very good because it gives a creature hexproof from monocolor. So they can't really kill our creatures with targeted removal. 1 Lavaspur Boot gives a War 1 and gives a creature haste. Haste givers are very important. We also have removal for a 2 mana equipment into Chainsaw. We have 3 mana equipment in Samurai Katana, which not only is a haste giver, also is a creature generation. Right? It creates a hero, and it gives equipped creature +2/+2. Now, basically, it's a 3 mana 3/3 haste trampler, but for 5 mana, we can equip it to another creature and give it +2/+2 and trample. That might not seem great, but don't forget, healing can make that equip cost free. We also have 2 Buster Sword, which continues to draw us cards and make a creature very big, and give us a free cast on a spell if we are able to deal damage to our opponent. And then we have 1 Mjölnir as a top end removal, but don't forget, Mjölnir has another ability that says 2 other abilities. 1 that's double all damage equipped creature would deal. So imagine a double strike with double damage. That's a quadruple strike. And then we have 3 mana to Scar Mjölnir, 2 damage to the board. So if your opponent's getting too wide, this is a way to answer a wide board, which normal aggro decks kind of struggle against. And then, of course, we have 4 Leyline Axe, because that's how we cheat into the game and win very quickly. And we're going to have 1 Erode just sort of as a pseudo removal, just in case we need it. A lot of times we don't need Erode to remove, but we get down a land screw sometimes where Erode can actually help us fetch for a land. We can use that to target like a card we don't need anymore on board, like another Dane's Company that's just sitting out there. Can't attack through our opponent's blockers, change that for a land. Right? So that might be useful. And then our lands. Got 1 Plain, 4 Mountains, 2 Lonely Mountain, 4 Inspiring Vantage, 4 Sacred Foundry, 4 Sunbillow Verge, and 3 Cavern of Souls, probably naming Dwarfs, because most of our decks are Dwarfs. There is 1 Human and 1 Rat Knight, but everyone else is a Dwarf, so just name Dwarfs. And then Lonely Mountain is actually really good in this deck as well, because we can keep making Dwarfs to equip our equipments too. And the worst thing about any equipment deck is running out of creatures from opponent's removal. This ensures that we won't run out, so that's a good card. And that's the whole idea of the deck. Very long intro, but let's go into the game and see how well we will do. Alright, our opponent is Atraxia. No, it's Ataraxia. Not a real Atraxa. One goes first, and we don't get our Leyline, and don't really want to erode them, right? Yep. Here you go. Guess we might have to. Oh, look at that. take that damage. Got a spider going towards the sky. And I'll stop that spider from going towards the sky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chainsaw down this scavenger. Alright. Lifelink, as long as I control another dwarf. At the top cards of your library. Get Dáin. Feathered Flight. Okay. Lifelink is not haste. How useful would that be? I'll give my enduring story, not that any of these. Let's get Dain's company down, see what we're gonna. Well, I probably shouldn't play the land first. I don't think there's a white mana spell that I want, but that's a protection spell. Alright, let's see what's happening. Bofur? Or another lifelink? Well, lifelink's kind of nice, right? Got double lifelink down. Not that I can play it this turn. But I can play a Dwarven Mauler. I will have lifelink next turn, unless they take off my Dáin with a Shelter by Ghost. Which I mean, like, I'm not going to be surprised if they do. But we can Dáin Bofur. Ironfoot. To a Bofur? No, there's fire. Gamer. Oh, not even Shelter by Ghost. I mean, that's alright. So, when Dáin attacks, each equipped creature, I don't have haste, attack, gains double strike until the end of the turn. Play this Lonely Mountain. Target artifact or expert corruptible. Not very useful. Flip to target creature. Oh, let's get that on Dáin. Alright, there's a 3-2 lifelinker. Gain that life. I mean, if he blocks, we'll trade. Doesn't block. Is somewhat decent for us to get another lifelinker down. He can definitely fly over us. But the lifelink is gonna be somewhat important. I don't have any equipment. Kinda sad. Would make dwarves. Dwarves don't fly, so yeah, he's just gonna keep flying over me. I'll get double strike. Yep. Deal damage equal to its power. It does have a shelter. Alright. Up to one target creature. So the last card is a protection spell, right? Sick! That is a protection spell. Target any number of target equipment. Just one. Bro. Okay, counter. try to gain 5. Get Inspiring Vantage. He's got more protection. But, I mean, I don't think he's going to ever tap out. We're winning this race, sort of. Going up 4, we're going up 5 every turn. Dealing some damage, we're dealing some damage. Cards that we draw probably will be more useful. Probably. Whenever another dwarf or equipment triggers, only triggers once per turn. How much does this cost? One last active for each equipment. 2, that means this costs 3 to cast. Actually, it's right here on the site. It costs 3. I have to pay mana too. Down to... Well, I can go down to 10. Just so that I can draw an extra 7. I'll die anyways. If he plays that, I'll die anyways, so it matters. If he gets the gets to buy a book. He gets doubles? Well, he gets 1 scry. I want that to the top. Take 8. This is active only as a sorcery. I should have activated. That was a mistake. Okay. Katana. +2, trample, and hate. How to play. Gonna do more. I'll gain 7, I'll go to 9, so 8, 9. Block is actually kind of fun. Put a rev counter on. Matters. The last 2 damage is gonna matter. Actually, right? So he does 8. If he tries to deal 9, I can kill his creature. Oh, I can't, I'm off by 1 mana. Dude. He could have had the double ward here, but he used the single ward. So, creature's dead. I'm gonna take 5. Alright, so we punted a little and they punted a lot. So, I'll take it. That is a GG. Nice play, Ataraxia. Not a real Atraxa, not a real player. Alright, our opponent is It's Back 529. Young Avenger. Look at that, you go second. And I literally have no place. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep but wouldn't I, right? What's Enduring Story again? Legendary, Saga, or Artifact? Okay. Hi. How you doing? You have a good day. I'm not having a great day. Stadium headliner. Not first strike, right? We're gonna meet your headliner with a Zack. I could meet it with a Freya. Get a Katana out, but Katana really is just a 3/3 for 3. At that point, it's not that great. Headliner is not gonna have to use this kind of attacking. He's gonna erode, which gives me a land. That's great. Lynx? White? I don't know. Now if he just attacks, he just doesn't. Dwarf. I mean, I might be able to pull a dwarf out of my butt. Let's see. These are not dwarves out of my butt. There's 4 damage to target creature. Pretty good though. Not gonna have an easy time. You can see it, but I can discard it to deal 2 damage to each creature. So if he goes too wide, love his board. Doesn't go wide enough. Our board would be scarier. Next turn I have 5 mana. Sharpshooter. Alright, so I have 5 mana, but I could just blow up the sharpshooter. I don't think so. I think it's Lane plus key. Wait, no, I can't do that. I gotta go Samurai plus. Fine. Gotta play Kíli, then Samurai. Okay, so I could equip this. Give Trample and Haste. Now it's 4/4 Trample and Haste. But I don't need to attack for this Trample. I will use it to block. I don't think they can remove daily and attack this turn. So I could set up for like a Mjölnir.
That's rough, buddy.
Well, he's gonna sack it to kill. Oh, he's sacking it to kill Kíli. Or Helix? No, that's fine. I'm okay with that trade. So I still have a lot of mana. Which means I could Mjölnir and Chainsaw. I mean, there's no point. So we will Chainsaw. I draw a card. And I already played a land. Then I can Leyline Axe. Then I won't have haste. Double strike here. Hatchet. This is a lot of damage. They all get double strike, so down to 11. Next turn he's dead. 3 mana, he can play a thing. I don't think there's a hasty creature that can attack for this much damage. You can remove the Kíli, but I think our damage is already done. Oh, if you remove the Kíli, I actually can't equip Leyline Axe next turn. I could equip Mjölnir. All damage equipped creature would deal. Oh my god. That would be disgusting. Well, what he wants to do. And Nimpaka, okay, that will not be good enough. So. Draw a card. Of your Nimpaka. Yep, that would be a GG. I'm not gonna be able to get to the GG. Too many emoticons, but good game. Alright, our opponent is Track Off. Track on, track off. I go first. That's Leyline Axe, and I am going first. I'm pretty happy about it. Then, turn 1, 2 Thorin. Give them all word. Kind of fun. Alright, everybody get some ward ones. If you will. Ward 1. You can erode, but it won't work for you. He has to play with his lands. Oh. Unless he wants to roll right here. Okay, I'll take that. Get a land. Okay, too many lands. But we'll probably Dáin first. Dain's Company. Or more Dain's Company. Alright, good. Okay, okay. Now it's a 4/4 protection from monocolor. You're gonna need a multicolor spell, my friend. Okay, he's gonna name. You know the Lonely Mountain. Know about our deck. Is he gonna name like some Bill Verge or some nonsense? Why not? Lonely Mountain is a very good card for this deck. He is Googling our deck. Is there a land I gotta name? You're gonna be dead soon, buddy. Barracks of the 1000. I don't even know what card that is. But fuck. He has no blue, so I don't have to worry about Aether Ice at this point. His Castle Dude. Got Authority. Authority is pretty annoying, I would say. He's gonna gain the life, but I'm not gonna say no to this. Dain's Company down some more. Have more life. Keep drawing those companies. I wanted the life gain, but I don't think it matters. I get Day of Judgment. Hey, you know, it's like if our opponent has Day of Judgment in their deck, we were never going to win. Vanishing Light on Dain? Yeah, on the Ironfoot, but his company's here. Zack, you're a little bit late. He won life. Is it lethal? No. Close, but not yet. If I backed over, it would have been 2 more. It's not lethal. It's lethal anyways. Good game. Track off? Guess we're tracked on. Alright, our opponent is Sinak. Sinak? Go first. That's a Leyline Axe and Dwarven Mauler. Go. Alright, here's Mauler. You didn't take care of my Mauler? You're gonna regret that. Lonely Mountain. Freya's Crescent. Probably should have played a Mauler. Honestly, like, I don't know if there's another equipment that would matter here. Shared Roots. Well, good luck with your turn 1 nothing, turn 2 ramp. goes. Down to 5. Get something? The axe. It can target itself. Or himself. The Dwarven Mauler himself. Here's the old-time explosion. He needs to discard a 4-drop or higher. I'm sure he has. That's a 3-drop, buddy. Huh. Double strike. Bring him down to 1. So a shock land would kill him. We erode ourselves. Need that mana. I might need that mana. I mean, I could have equipped the other one, Blunking. If I equipped the other one, it still would have been 2 damage. Yeah, it still would have been 2 damage. But I would not have the extra mana up. In case I needed to erode something. Huh. Okay. That's 3 mana for something. What's this 3 mana play? Stock up? Or 1. What's he planning to draw? I don't know. But I'll go to my turn. I get that land anyway. GG. Good game. Alright, our opponent is Bullcrap Met R. I get the Bullcrap, but what's a Met R? Go first, so got that axe out. Not gonna be able to get to the Enduring Historian, but we'll be okay, right? That's just, I mean, he is legendary. That will make it. Now we could do it. Oh, our opponent did not respect play. So we get the Dwarf. Get Keelan. And we have Enduring Story. 4. Not the greatest, but, you know. Turn 2, 2, double strike, that is Starfire Hero territory. Discard a card, or reluctantly, I will discard a card. Go Dane's Company. I will draw 2 cards. I did not get a Dwarf. And I drew a Keelan. He is at 11. It was a pretty bad draw there. I guess if I drew first, down the bottom in random order. Can't see what those cards are. If I drew first, I could have had a 1-drop like a Zack. Maelstrom Pulse the Leyline. That's pretty good. Never another Dwarf. Untap 1. I do get to draw a card. With advantage tapped. Next turn Samurai is haste, right? So that is potentially damage. 3 damage. Both you. Level up. Game. 4 damage on board. Good game. I draw a card. Buster Boots. Yeah, GG. Bullcrap! You've met the real Bullcrap. Alright, our opponent is Tonzer. He's got tons of Zerg. The opponent goes first. There goes our luck streak. This horrendous hand. Not keepable. His hand. be better, but man. I got a name Dwarf, right? That means we're putting away Zack. Can't play Zack. Able passage turn 1, so he not can play Zack. Well, don't say I'm not punished often. I am. Gives on a force. Have a look-see. No, he's got a swamp. Please duress me. Maze Mind Tome. Oh boy. It's tough. I'm not gonna get my story because I didn't turn on Zack. Oh, if you turn on Zack, I still could not have good story, so it won't matter as much. Soul Stone. Got to play. Probably a Hex. Or it could be the Maze Mind Tome. No, it's just some random shenanigans. Alright, let's see if we can play the Thorin Oakenshield. That's pretty good. Now have the Enduring Story. He draws a card. Yeah, we'll attack. Not the greatest, probably getting removed, but we can replay it. So far, the only thing that's graveyard is Fable Passage. Second Fable Passage into Deadly Cover-Up, probably. And we reload. Can't target our stuff. Oh yeah, he's got red. That is surprising. Rakdos Sack? Rakdos something. Murdoch Core. Kill 3 mana. Death to our enemies. Okay. What an interesting turn of event. Let's get some company down, see what we're gonna hit. A 4, then I draw a card. Freya. Am I getting boar wiped? Oh. Freya's just a 1/1, so even if I get boar wiped, I don't think it matters. Having 1 damage on board is relevant. Artifacts and creatures, right? So you can't really target my creature. Once he's gonna gain 4 life. Then he's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He cannot play. Well, he could play Ugin, but it won't help him. Getting a big turn. I don't think the Cavern of Souls are gonna matter. Oh, he shocks. And he plays Death to our enemy again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think he can play 3 more spells this turn. It's not likely. Oh, he's gonna boar wipe me. What is there in boar wipe for black? I was gonna chain to besiege. Oh, that makes sense. But then he doesn't have mana to target, so. Okay. Well, I want to see what happens. Because it seems like he thinks he's gonna win. And that's 7 damage twice, so that's a lot of treasures, I guess. But I'm not dead. That's all of it. The last spell he wants to play. Another 7 to my face. Yeah, I'm very curious how this deck works, because I wanted to try out something like this myself. But I haven't gotten a chance to. Now, it does look very fun. Exactly what I had in mind with Death to our enemy and Besiege. I'm not sure. Oh, he's targeting my stuff. We're gonna pay for that 1 mana. The whole ability gets countered. Exactly 10? I have more than exactly 10. Good game. I don't know what your plan was. Now he ropes. He's reading the ward. Like, what? Yes. Exactly how it worked. See, this is what happened when you targeted me and one of my stuff. Yeah, GG. So, okay. So, those of you who are probably curious what happened and why he thought he was going to win, here's what actually happened. So, on his second death to our enemy, his plan was to deal 4 damage to Thorin and 3 damage to me, leaving me at exactly 10. And if he does that, then he could Hidetsuku second right me. What he failed to notice is that if one of those two gets countered, the other one also gets countered because it is part of the same ability. Right? It says if you do deal 7 damage against 2 targets, it didn't counter one target, it countered that ability. So what he should have done, if he was smart, is to deal 3 damage or 4 damage to himself and 3 damage to me. If he did that, I couldn't counter the damage dealt to his home face, then he would be able to deal 10 damage to me exactly. See, when you want to play a deck like this, you gotta learn actually how to play these cards. Otherwise, you're just gonna be at an embarrassing loss like this. Good game. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw those Boros equipment games, how does this deck feel? Now, I am very satisfied with the Boros equipment deck and its archetype. I never thought equipment was going to be that good anyways, because it's always going to be a 2-for-1 trade whenever your opponent tries to remove your equipped creature, because, you know, you're going to lose the equip cost that you pay into it, even if you don't lose the equipment like an aura would. But equip costs usually is the biggest downside, since it costs a lot, where the Dwarf synergy and the Equip synergies in this deck allow us to kind of overwrite that. Right? So we have the Kíli and the Dwarven Mauler basically making most of our Equip costs 1 or free, and boost up all of our creatures over the top of our opponent, and making sure that we can aggressively push for the win. Now, the biggest thing about a lot of these aggro deck is obviously the coin flip. If you go first, the game is kind of like 70% in your favor. And if you're going second, the game is going to be about 30% in your favor and 70% against you. And again, though, I'm pulling that number out of my ass, but it's something that I feel like is very close to the actual percentage. I feel like this is what happens every time I play, is that I have a very consistent win rate if I'm going first, and if I'm going second, that win rate is a little bit more of a struggle. And in a few of the games today, you saw that, you know, even though I did win, I shouldn't have won. Our opponent was just bad players. They threw their game, they punted, and that's why they lost. It was not because this deck hands down won, but we were able to put through the lethal. We were able to win by making good of our opponent's pitfall, right? So making usage of our opponent's mistake. And that's what a lot of decks need, right? If your opponent makes a mistake, you got to be able to capitalize on that and win. Otherwise, you're not only not a great player, your deck's not that good either. So that is something that this deck can overcome. And so I do like this Boros equipment deck. Probably not the best in the world, but maybe some fine-tuning can still be done. I'm not sold on Zack or Freya. They're okay, but they did not seem to perform as well as I thought it would have in today's games. I didn't have any Haste Giver in most matchups. I have 1 Lavaspur Boot. Maybe that's not enough. Maybe I need another one. So those are the small things that I think I would change. But overall, I think this archetype has teeth. and that means that we are going to keep trying. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.